Hi Aquarius, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm doing your weekly messages for next week, so we'll get straight into it. Please do, if you can, like this video. It really helps the channel grow more than you could ever imagine. And I'm such a small channel, I would really like to get at least like 200 people subscribed. So if you guys can help me out, that would be great. Higher power. Well, okay. So I'll read it to you because I've been reading all of them for all the signs, so I just decided to read it because the cards or the books, let's say, can say it better than I ever could. So the full moon in Pisces, balance, spirituality and practicality. And let's see. Okay. So what's coming into Aquarius? Frog spirit, clear out the clutter. Okay, so I'll read frog spirit first. Stay back, Crystal. 28. Let's see, that's 32. Okay, so I'll see if I can do it like this. So, frog spirit knows that while all of the other frogs are croaking away, this is the time for you to simplify and declutter your life so that you can feel content on your own lily pad. Even when life isn't creating a total cacophony. So you guys can figure out what that means because I don't. And we can become drawn to the excitement of lots of noise. Then the next thing we know, our schedules and our homes are cluttered with commitments we regret making and objects taking up valuable space. Even relationships need decluttering as they often become messy. Frog spirit appears to tell you to clean house, prioritize what you need and get rid of or give away the rest so that you can have some space in your day and in your head. You don't need the old stuff and its stories shouting at you about the past. Along with the physical clutter, friendships are sometimes kept long past the expiration date, weighing you down with unnecessary baggage. Now's the time to let go. Whatever you need will appear when you need it, so release your grip on all that clutter that is making you feel anxious and burdened. Frog spirit wants you to reclaim your space, unencumbered by shoulds, oughts, and could have beens. Let go and jump. You're free from all of that old stuff. Yeah, I do feel like maybe you are holding on to something, Aquarius, but I think that this week that you might be kind of letting go a little bit and seeing if you can clean house and get rid of the clutter, basically. Okay, so full moon in Pisces. Okay. So it says, have you been so head in the clouds that you've lost touch with reality? If so, this card is a sign that you need to pay attention and make a concerted effort to move towards your goals. The more practical steps you can take, the better. It's time to find an inner balance between your responsibilities and your dreams. Meditate on your question and the solutions to your issue may now come through very clearly. If you're in a tricky situation because you've been acting the martyr, this card will be a message from the cosmos to drop the act for everyone's sake. Meditate every day to see what comes to you. The answers will come. You're in a super romantic but not super realistic state. Follow your intuition, it won't let you down. At worst, this card can herald the end of a dream. The person you're inquiring about is a soulmate and avoid substance abuse. Don't get hung up on that soulmate part because that soulmates can be in your lives for a season or a lifetime or whatever, but they're there because there's a soul contract there to teach you something. That's why they always say when you stop learning, that's when you need to leave, basically. Okay, so higher power is number 4. So this card reminds you that you are more than just a person trying to get ahead and make things happen for yourself and others. You have an immortal soul and are gifted with a human life through which a higher power can express itself. At this time, you need to be conscious of your connection to spirit and foster it through prayer and meditation. Ask, what is the highest good for all? How can I serve? Then get out of your own way and trust that there's a plan for your life more wondrous than you can ever know. You are always protected and divinely guided. So basically, get out of your own head. Get out of your own, like, day-to-day life. I feel like clear out the clutter out of your head. Stop thinking about the same things over and over and over again. Maybe you're doing the same routine over and over again. It's kind of about realizing that actually you're more than this. Like, you have the ability to be whatever you want, but also maybe you're not being super realistic at this time. So it's about kind of maybe grounding yourself as well. Sorry, Aquarius, I'm not calling you out. The card's dead. Don't hate me, please. So let's see for Aquarius. What are the messages for Aquarius? What's coming in? And what does Aquarius need to know? So we have the Eight of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, the Hangman, Pisces energy, the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy, Ten of Swords, Two of Cups, we have the Two of Wands, we have the Devil, Capricorn energy, and we have the King of Cups, which is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. The Lovers at the bottom of the deck, Gemini energy, the Fool, Aries energy, wow, and the Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter energy, which I usually relate with Sagittarius because they're ruled by Jupiter, but doesn't have to be. So, bottom of the deck, this is something huge that's coming in that you don't see coming. I do feel like there's maybe like a very spiritual connection coming in here. That could be this higher power. It's a completely new beginning. It's like destined, it's divine timing, it's the right time for this to come in type of thing. And with this Fool, it's going to bring you on a new path. It's going to be a very kind of like carefree path. Like there could be an adventure involved here, but like look at this from like a childlike approach. There could also be a choice when it comes to with this Lovers card. The Lovers can represent a choice. Like a really important decision, but their decision needs to be made with you basically taking the leap of faith, and trusting that this is the time for it. Like this is a lucky time and it's divinely guided, so you don't need to worry type of thing. Maybe that's why it's saying like you're more than just this being, so trust the universe that it's bringing you towards other things, possibly a soulmate. So trust the path is what I'm kind of getting. And with the Lovers, it's going to be like an equal give and take, equal feelings, like shared, balanced, everything. What your focus is next week is the Ten of Swords. So you're focused on some sort of like ending or betrayal. Very likely a very painful ending. I do think it's already happened, but there's a focus on it basically. The Eight of Swords, and I'm just saying that because I think the ending has already happened because of what I've seen in your readings in the past couple of weeks. So the Eight of Swords is, we also do have double eights here, and we also have double twos here. So decisions, and eights is like basically moving forward in some way, like getting towards the end. The Eight of Swords is about, what got you here is basically you're trapped in your own thoughts, constantly thinking about this, overthinking about it, and not being willing to see the truth. And I do feel like that's those two cards there. So the Frog Spirit is about, like I said, clearing out the clutter in your head even, so that you can think clearly. And the Balanced Spirituality and Practicality did say that maybe you've been like in a super romantic but not super realistic state. So it's like kind of you're not willing to see the truth in some way with the Eight of Swords. The Hanged Man, you felt very stuck this past while. You've been feeling very much like you can't move forward in some way, and there's a need to see things from a different perspective. I do feel like that's happening though, and you're becoming some like enlightened in some way. You could be going through a dark night of the soul as well, with the Eight of Swords, the Ten of Swords, the Hanged Man. Could be very much like separation from a person, but like someone that taught you a lot of lessons, someone that you feel very still connected to in some ways, what I'm getting. We have the Two of Wands here, so there is moving forward from this ending, you are needing to kind of make a decision, and the decision needs to be to either, you know, you're either staying here where you are, or you're moving out into the world, into a new path altogether that's maybe a little bit scary, because, you know, change always is, but also it's much more exciting and fun. So you might need to kind of plan about what your next move is, type of thing, and make the decision to take that step. Then we have the King of Cups here. So you are going to become, the outcome is basically becoming someone very kind of like emotionally stable, someone who is able to be kind and caring and generous and loving and all of those things, and not worry about, well, how, like, if I'm given this, how does that make me look, type of thing. Like, the King of Cups is, it's someone who is, like I said, very emotionally stable, but also very emotionally mature. Like, being kind because that's who you are, versus, oh, well, I'm going to be kind to this person to get something out of them, or I'm going to be kind to this person because what will they think of me, you know. It's like, and then it's also like not needing anything in return from them, because all the peace and the love, you've got love for yourself already. The King of Cups could also be someone coming into your life who has a lot of emotions for you as well. So we will get a clarify on it. The Eight of Pentacles then is in your 3D world next week. So the Eight of Pentacles is about working hard, working on something, putting in the energy towards it, the effort, all of those things. Possibly kind of like mastering some sort of skill in some way, or just like trying to learn something that is going to like add to your many accomplishments in some way. Then we have the Hierophant. So in your connections, your feelings, all of that stuff, the Hierophant is very similar of this higher power. It's like you needing to connect to your higher power at this time, because the Hierophant is kind of like the priest in some way. So you might need to kind of get into your spiritual self to help you through something. You might be feeling very spiritual yourself next week. But the Hierophant is also about commitment. It's also about doing things the traditional way, maybe doing things by the book, following the normal rules of whatever the situation is that you're in. So, for example, if you're in separation, follow the rules of separation by not talking. If you're in a situation where you are getting to know someone, make sure that you, you know, go on a couple of dates and get to know them. Follow the dating rules, like, I don't know, don't sleep with them on the first date or something. Like, I know that that's probably, people are going to come at me for that, but that is pretty much like the rules of dating type of thing, you know. So it's just about doing things in a traditional way. The Two of Cups is in your thoughts and your ideals and like your values and stuff like that. So you are thinking about a connection, about wanting some sort of like, the way you are in a relationship is that you want someone who's going to give you the same amount of effort and energy that you give them. Like, they're going to bring to the table exactly what you give. Like, they're going to feel the same way that you feel about them, how they feel about you. And it's basically just like working together, like being in a partnership. It's like your partner in crime type of thing. Also another soulmate card as well. So you could be thinking about a soulmate. Maybe you've already met this person, and maybe that's why you're thinking about commitment here, or feeling committed to this person in some way. But it could also just be that this is what's on your mind, and because you're thinking about this, you're like attracting it in some way, but you need to first clear out this clutter. And then we do also have the Devil. So the Devil is in your goals, in your desires and that type of thing. So you could be highly attracted to someone firstly, but like obsessively so. And you could also be kind of like obsessing over someone, as in like not being a stalker or anything, just kind of like thinking about them over and over and over again. And there's a need to break free from this cycle. With the Devil being here, there's always something to break free from, which means that there's some sort of addiction or obsession that you're going through that you need to kind of get out of, and it's an unhealthy habit just in general. It could even be just something like codependency or something, like needing to be more independent. But for me, I feel like it is something that you're thinking about over and over again. You're obsessing over it, because with clear out the clutter and the full moon in Pisces. So let's get some clarifiers for you, Aquarius. So what is the Ten of Swords? The Hanged Man. Yep. Feeling stuck after this ending has happened. You can't do anything else. Rock bottom, basically. Like, nothing I can do here. I'm just gonna do nothing then, basically, but like in a very painful way. We do have the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. You could be dealing with another earth sign, or a earth sign, I should say, but also it could have to do with a need here for you to be able to nurture yourself in some way. It also could be like a parent to your child or something like that if you have children together. But it is just about you needing to also nurture yourself at this time. Think about your well-being. Focus on you right now. Maybe get out in nature, take a walk. This is a fertile time, so it is a good time for you to kind of focus on yourself. So what is the Eight of Pentacles? We have the Knight of Wands. So you could be wanting to work on something that you're very passionate about, possibly that's going to help you like travel in some way, or just do something that is much more exciting, like on the go, something that's a bit more fun. You could also be, this could be you, or could be a person that you're dealing with, but you might want to work on something and the other person is very kind of like non-committal, in and out energy type of thing, because they're just constantly focused on the excitement, whereas you're like, I want to put in the groundwork and it's like, make this work, right? And then we do also have the Strength card at the bottom of the deck. Like, you do need some sort of like inner strength or courage or bravery to be able to do this, whether that's to follow your passions and work on that, or whether that's to kind of maybe work on yourself rather than someone who isn't really committing, because the Strength card is like, you maybe have been holding back in some way, even though you do want to move forward with this or work on this. What's the Hierophant? I feel that's in reverse because it's slightly that way. So it's the Five of Swords in the reverse. That's good, because that means that like it's about letting go of any sort of like ego issues. It's kind of like getting out of times with people that have been selfish with you. You're also like not really focused on, like, you've given up the fight in some way. Like, you're like, I'm not gonna like try and argue with you just because to try and win here or to try and prove a point. Like, I'm just kind of gonna like do things the traditional way here. And then with the Nine of Swords at the bottom of the deck, there are a lot of sleepless nights that you could be struggling with anxiety or depression at this time, and just feeling very super stressed out, overthinking something, not being able to see the path forward. Like, I think you've given up the fight here because it's like you don't see how you can move past this in some way. So what's the Two of Cups? We have the Emperor. So you're focused on, and then we have the Three of Cups here at the bottom of the deck. I think you're focused on a person coming back into your life that's been quite stubborn with you. You want them to kind of like take action towards you, and you want them to come in to try and make things right in some way, and to kind of reconcile, maybe celebrate something, have a good time together, rather than I don't know, do something that's like less fun. Like, basically I feel like what you want is, you want commitment with this person, but you might be coming across as like you're like acting as if you maybe just want a friendship or just to have a good time together in some way. What's the Devil? Ten of Pentacles. So the Devil and the Ten of Pentacles is basically, you're obsessed with the idea of either like commitment and marriage, of that happening at some point, or you're obsessed with the idea of like wealth. Like, maybe you could be obsessing over like, what's going to get me to the point that I can basically not have to work and just be rich. But it's like I say, it's really, it's at the point of obsession rather than just like a thought type of thing. Maybe this is about you being in this like romanticized world for yourself. We do also have the Death card here, and the Death card is about and to be honest, let me actually just say this now, Aquarius. So it's good to dream. I don't think it's bad to dream at all, and I think even believing in the impossible is good as well. I just think that if you're doing it and it's hurting you, then maybe it's not good to do it, type of thing. But the Death card then is, and also you do need to kind of take some sort of practical steps towards what you are dreaming, right? Otherwise it's never going to come into being. So the Death card is basically about something ending, like a transformation of some sort. So it's kind of like about ending this cycle maybe that you have with this obsession of finances or commitment or stability in some ways. Like kind of like you feel like you need a life partner, but you're like I need someone, like I can't just be by myself. And maybe that's because you're constantly like thinking about some sort of ending that's really hurt you, that you're kind of like pushing forward towards someone new or this person or something like that, because you're like, I just can't be alone to think about my own thoughts. But it's like you maybe need to clear out your own head, basically. What's the King of Cups? We have the Star. Okay, so you could be like healing yourself at this time, but also there's some sort of like wish fulfillment coming in for you here. So you do need to stay optimistic. And you see, this is where it becomes a bit confusing, because it's like half of this reading is very kind of like down and gloomy and stuff, and the other half is like really exciting stuff, soulmates and stuff, and like what you're thinking about, and possibly commitment here and the end of a fight, you know. But like the way that I've been feeling it with the oracle cards is something along the lines of like you need to just trust the process, like and the way to do that is maybe just to kind of at this time just like connect to your higher power, do some sort of meditation, like whatever it is that you do, go to church, like I don't know what it is that each person does, obviously, but whatever you do to connect to your higher power, you need to do that right now. And with the spirituality, I don't think that's something you should give up. I think that's a really good thing. I just think what this card is maybe saying is just bring some practicality into that as well. Maybe clearing out the clutters actually as well, just maybe clear out the physical clutter, because that might help you think better. Because I do see a lot of healing energy here for you, and you getting to this place where you are, like I said, just like happy within yourself, like feeling good about yourself, feeling happy, feeling loved by yourself. Like you don't need anyone to feel loved, type of thing. But it could even be someone coming in, but I feel like you need to heal the situation of feeling like you need someone to love you, basically. Like you actually have love within yourself, that you don't need anyone else. But it would be nice to have them, and they will come, but maybe just focus on your own healing for now, and your own emotional stability. Okay, let's see, let's get some heart's hidden secrets. Oh my word, all the cards fall down. 1 second, Aquarius. These cards are always so slippery, they're so annoying. Okay, so let's see. How does Aquarius' person feel about Aquarius? Apology, forgiveness, return, and sorry. That could be happening, and then that's going to cause you to feel like very kind of like cloudy judgment, like you're not sure how this should happen, or you know, that type of thing. But they also are just completely unbalanced. Like, what happens if you forgive them? Does this just go back or to what they were doing before, or what happens? Okay, what else for Aquarius? Okay, so we have exhaustion, depletion, drained, and a long journey. That's how you're feeling, right? So you're in this position of feeling like I can't do this anymore. Like we've just, like you've completely just messed the situation up. You're making me feel horrible this whole time and I just can't do it type of thing. Like you just feel like this is also, you feel like this is a long time coming, but it's like kind of in this situation where you're like, I don't know if I should go back there or forgive them, or like just keep on going because I've come so far with my own healing, and maybe like there's someone else that, like I said, might be coming in. So you could also even have multiple choices or something, or you might even think that they do. But there's just this hot and cold energy from them that you're not sure how you feel about this. So what's the outcome for these two? Hoping, expecting, faith, and manifesting. And then bottom of the deck, we have running, ghosting, disappearing, and invisible. So basically, one of you is going to keep hope for it, which with the star could be you. And basically, the other one is basically just going to run away and like act like they don't care in some way. But it could just be that they're just an avoidant energy. Okay, so let's see with the Love Oracles for Aquarius. Okay, so we have wedding. The situation involves marriage. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you're committed to someone, but there's like wanting someone else, I don't know, or it just could be that there's commitment coming in here down the road. And then we do have religious factors. Your love life is being influenced by your religious upbringing and your spiritual path. So maybe that's why the higher power is here. Maybe you need to kind of reconnect with your higher power. There could also just be a difference in values, or maybe there was with the Five of Swords here, and you've kind of just like given up, being like, oh, I'm not fighting about it anymore. What else for Aquarius? Children. Your love life is being affected by children. So you could have children together, you could have separate children, you could have someone acting like a child, you could be wanting to have children in some way, but we do also have at the bottom of the deck soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. Again, like I said, don't get hung up on the word soulmate, because it could be that like soulmate for a lifetime or something like that. But I do get a lot of soulmate energy here. We have the Lovers here, we have the Two of Cups underneath here. We had the this card also said, and one of the things at the end said, yes, this is your soulmate. So it could be someone that is your soulmate here to teach you something in some way, or maybe be with you forever, who knows, because the Hierophant can also mean marriage. I just feel like there's been a lot of back and forward. I think that there's two situations here. One is that this person is coming back and going to apologize and try to be with you, and then basically it's like a new beginning for you guys and it's destined type of thing. Or it could be that like it's like this person messed up, they're coming back, you're like, I'm exhausted, I'm done with this, and basically you move on to someone else who then is going to be your soulmate. Those are the two different scenarios that I'm getting. So you got to pick which one resonates with you, not what do you want to happen, what do you feel is genuinely like trusting your intuition. Okay, so let's see. So we have I don't react when people mention you, and we have I want to tell you how I feel. What else? It was my fault, but I blame you. What a beep. I know I messed everything up. Yeah, we can see that. I do see that. So I feel like you've been like, I think the only thing that you can blame yourself for, Aquarius, in this situation is probably the fact that like you gave this person a lot of you, and maybe that's a lesson for you to be learned, like that you can't give your full self to a person if they're not like giving that in return, or feeling that like what do you get out of it? Always question that, and that sounds selfish. Maybe that's what this is like you're not selfish enough when it comes to a relationship. Like you need to be a bit more selfish and be like, how are they actually what are they bringing to the table? Figure that out. Do they deserve my time is the question. Anyway, I hope it resonated with you, Aquarius. If it did, please do give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys again next week. Take care.